G'day guys, Ian here, and today we're going to talk about how to defrost rodents, how to store them, and where you should be buying them from. Guys, if you are new to this channel and you haven't already done so, please do us a favour, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications, and welcome to Cookie's Critters. Hey guys, so we are going to kick this one off with where you store your frozen rodents. Now, some people, if you've only got one or two snakes, you may keep your frozen rodents in your kitchen freezer. Now, there's no issue with that. Some people just have an issue with opening up their freezer and they've got frozen rats next to their ice cream or next to their frozen veggies. Now, for us, we do have a decent collection of snakes, so we actually keep all of our rodents in a dedicated rodent freezer. The upside to having a dedicated freezer is that freezer is only being opened on a weekly basis, not on a daily basis. Now, where this comes into play is obviously if you're opening up your kitchen freezer every single day to get snacks out, to get desserts out for your kids, defrosting meals, whatever it is, the shelf life is going to be reduced for your rodents as well. Now, typically the life expectancy or the shelf life of a frozen rodent is about 3 months in a kitchen freezer, but this can be extended out to about 6 to 9 months if you actually have a dedicated freezer for your rodents and it's only being opened weekly. Now, other considerations are depending on the temperature of your freezer. Some freezers do go a lot colder than others, and some freezers are cyclic. They do need to be defrosted, usually on an annual basis, and you start getting these build-ups of the big blocks of ice. Now, if this happens and the block of ice touches the rodents, you might end up with a bit of freezer burn. Now, it's not an issue. It may potentially change the taste of that rodent, and therefore some snakes, like this little boy, a little bit fussy when it comes to what he's eating. He may not actually accept that feed, but majority of my snakes would never have an issue with a freezer burnt rodent. Now, the issue with feeding a rodent that's been sitting in your freezer for 9, 12 months, a year and a half, 2 years, whatever it may be, if you've got too much stock and you can't feed off your rodents quick enough and they are sitting in the freezer for too long, or you aren't rotating your stock as you're buying in new ones, what's going to happen is the nutritional value of the rodents, the fat composition, everything is going to start degrading and the quality is going to be reduced. Therefore, you are what you eat. So if you're feeding off your rodents to your snakes and they have been in the freezer for too long, then your animal's not getting all the nutrients and the vitamins that it really should be getting. Now, when it comes to actually storing your frozen rodents, there is a very important thing to consider. Now, most rodents, when you buy them, they will come in a Ziploc bag, and it is ideal and it's important to keep them in a Ziploc bag. Now, the reason for this is it is going to reduce the chance of bacteria growing on the rodent because you're keeping it airtight. Now, if you're buying in your rodents and they come on a tray, maybe it comes with a bit of cling wrap or something, or a bit of clear film over it, and you have to open it, cut it to open it, then it's ideal to transfer them across into a Ziploc bag to keep them airtight, to keep them fresh, and to prevent any cross-contamination. Okay guys, so we have our rodents in the Ziploc bags. We do have 2 little hopper mice, and we've got a hopper rat over here. And yes, this little boy, he's smart enough to know what's in these bags. Now, looks like a little hat. Today is a out of cycle feeding day for this little one just here, hence the reason why we've only got 3 rodents. Wants to book the camera. Now, they came out of the freezer in a Ziploc bag, and we are going to keep them in their Ziploc bag. Now, there's 2 reasons why we like to do this. One of those is it reduces any likelihood of airborne bacteria being attracted to the rodent while it's being defrosted. And the second one is our method of choice to defrost our rodents is in a warm bath to accelerate the thawing process. Now, obviously, keeping them in the little Ziploc bag while you put them in the bath keeps your rodents dry. If you have wet, soggy rodents, and depending on where you keep your snake, if the snake's kept in an enclosure and it's got a loose substrate, then a soaking wet rat can potentially attract and pick up and hold the loose substrate. Therefore, when your snake ingests it, it's potentially going to run the risk of getting an intestinal impaction. Okay, so this is our preferred method when it comes to defrosting our rodents. Now, this is it's a 9-litre container. It is full of hot tap water, not boiling. We don't want to cook the rodents. We just want to defrost them and warm them. And the reason for this is the warm water is essentially going to accelerate the defrosting process. The quicker we can thaw out these rodents, the less chance of bacteria being attracted to it, and therefore it is going to be a healthier feed for our snake. And so all we need to do is just to take the lid off the container, pop the rodents in. They are going to stay nice and dry. So guys, a really good trick with this now is if we have a spare rack that isn't being used, there's no snake in a tub, we can simply put this container into one of our free spaces. Now obviously it's not going to fit in this rack, but it would fit into our large 80-litre tubs, and it also fits into the 41-litre tubs that we have below the bench. Now, the reason why we can do this is we put it directly on the heat cord. The heat cord keeps warming the water, and therefore you won't have to change this water out as the water starts to cool. Obviously, if you put a block of frozen rodents into warm water, it will affect the temperature of the water and start cooling down that water quite rapidly. So guys, depending on how many rodents you are defrosting in your little warm bath, will determine the defrosting or the thawing rate. Now, we've only got 3 little rodents in a large bath of water, so the water temperature should maintain a nice temperature, so that way the rodents defrost quickly, and I would expect that to be ready to go in about 10 to 30 minutes. Now, obviously, if we were doing our normal defrosting, then we'd have about 30 large rats in something that size, or 30 medium rats, and that can take an hour to 2 with multiple water change outs. So guys, plan it ahead of time, learn what the quickest way is to defrost your rodents, and an ideal temperature for a defrosted rodent, especially for a carpet python, because carpet pythons do have the heat sensing pits on the front of their nose. They do like to have a warm rodent. So we like to aim for around about that 36, 37 degrees Celsius. And that way the python will be happy to have his little chow time. Okay guys, so it's been about 30 minutes. About halfway through, we did replace the water with fresh hot tap water. We are going to take them out and we are going to check the temperature with an infrared temperature monitor. So guys, let's get them out. So guys, we're going to check the temp on this hopper rat, obviously being the larger feed item. If it's 36 degrees, then we know the smaller food items will be ready to go as well. Okay guys, so get your little rat, put him on a little feeding tray, get your infrared temperature gun. And there we go, we've got 36 degrees Celsius. So this little guy is toasty warm and ready for our python to eat. Okay guys, so the final thing that we need to cover off on today's video is where's the best place to buy your frozen rodents. Now, obviously you can just go to your normal pet retail chain and just buy your rodents from there. But the caution with that is then you're potentially just going to be paying a higher than market price for your feeder rodents. Now, what your other alternatives are is you can jump onto online shopping and you can pick up your rodents in bulk and just have them delivered to your door. what we do here at Cookies Critters is we will actually contact a rodent breeder directly, and we will buy them all through there. And so if you buy them in bulk bags of either 20 or 50 rodents at a time per size, you will get a considerable discount. So a boy this size, he'll typically have a small adult rat, and it works out about $3.50, $4 a head per rat. So going directly to your breeders is definitely the most cost-effective way to buy your rodents, as opposed to going to a retail chain and paying $10+ per rat. But yeah, so guys, we are going to finish the video off there. If you did enjoy today's content, if you want to see more videos like this, please let us know in the comment section below. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. That way you're not going to miss a coming video. And as always, guys, if you've got them, keep your beard treated and your snakes heated.